Okay, here we go. Here's the first video. Hi there, and welcome to Frequency Fluidity with Jessie. Hey, that's me. So, thank you for clicking and wondering what this is all about. So, if you know me in my real life, I guarantee that we've had a discussion about where I am right now. I have been in therapy for 10 years, and I am a huge advocate for the normalization of the things that we struggle with as human beings and sharing the knowledge that we have gained, right? So, first, I wrote a book called Molting, and it was my story about where I came from, how I became the way I was, and where I was going in the future. And then I thought about maybe we could do Gems from Jessie because I am an educator and I've been in education for almost 20 years. And so I thought, ooh, I could do a little thing where we talk about what I've learned in education. And then I thought it might be interesting to talk about being a white woman married into a black family. And so that kind of morphed into Weak White Woman. And then I kind of decided that I wanted to have conversations between generations. And so it became generational conversational. Like, how can we have conversations? There are a lot of estranged parents uh, and kids right now. And I would really love to, talk about that. And then it kind of, became conversations from the abyss, talking about, again, things that we struggle with. And then it became delayed dialogues. And it was delayed dialogues for a really, really long time. Conversations about things that I didn't get to talk about as a child. And now that I'm older, I can talk about whatever I want, right? And now we're at frequency fluidity because what I've realized is the whole reason that I don't think I made movement is because I'm all of those things. I want to talk about all of those things. I don't want to put myself into a box. I want to see where this leads and talk about all kinds of different things. So here we are, frequency fluidity. It's fluid, just like my brain. Well, let's talk about my brain. I had a lot of childhood trauma. I had a lot of emotional manipulation. And as a result, I was a chronic people pleaser. I allowed myself into situations that were unsafe for me. I put myself into positions that I shouldn't have. And I didn't learn until I learned. And here I am. And so I wish that I had learned sooner. And so, as an educator, one of the things I want to model is how can we learn these things sooner in life, right? And so, like, I feel like I have something to offer the world because I've learned a lot of strategies and I want to talk about a lot of things. And if I had had that when I was younger, I think that I would have been at a better place sooner in my life. But here I am, almost 51, and I'm ready. I am ready to face my fear of failure and my fear of the unknown. So, if you have trauma brain, or if you're neurodivergent, neurospicy in any way, or if you're just a human being, you may have fear of failure and fear of the unknown. For me, I really honestly think this was a trauma response. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. You deal with what you can because the unknown is scarier than what you're dealing with in the moment. But I'm safe now. I'm safe, and I want to be brave because all of the time, like literally every day with my kiddos, I tell them about how much their voice matters, about being brave, and about stepping outside of their box, and about uh, engaging their critical thinking skills and pushing back against me, you know? Uh, becoming a little I don't want them to just I want them to think for themselves, right? I don't think I was really encouraged to do that when I was young, and I want that for the next generation. I want them to be critical thinkers and to think for themselves and know who they are as an individual, like, a lot sooner than I did, right? And maybe there's somebody out there who's a young mom. I was a young mom at 19, and, that was tough, right? But I wanna talk together about things and come up with solutions and, become a community of, like, brainstormers and critical thinking and deeper discussions and positivity and love and growth, right? I want growth. I'm all about the growth mindset. That is where we need to be as a society, is growth mindset, and, like, I'm here for it, okay? Alright, so the reason I'm starting this on my own, because every, like, iteration that I've thought about, except for the book, was, with a partner. So this is also me working on my codependency, because anybody who's been in my life can also attest that there has been some massive codependency in my life. And I'm working on my fear of failure, and I'm working on my independence, gaining independence, proving to myself that I can do things without somebody next to me, body doubling me, you know what I'm saying? So this is my attempt to do that. Um, so here's the thing. I'm going into this with a rough outline of what I want to do. And then I want to see where it goes. I am not afraid of where it's going to go. If it goes nowhere, that's fine. You know why? Because I did it. I followed through for myself. And like, that's the most important thing. And if it goes somewhere and it creates cool conversations, like literally though, what do I have to lose, right? Like we're literally floating around in on a ball in space in a galaxy. Like it doesn't mean anything if I start a YouTube channel, right? But literally for somebody it could mean something. Maybe I can become a person, a touchstone that can help guide through something that I've been through, because I've been through a lot of shit and I've gained a lot of skills and I still struggle. Do not get me wrong. I still struggle, but I've learned strategies on how to coexist with my mental health instead of always trying to fight it. And I think that more people need to learn how to coexist with their neurodivergency and create strategies that help them feel the best about themselves and help them be like the best version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so in every episode, I want to do two things because music moves my soul. If anybody knows me, they know that music is my thing. And so I want to do a lyrical link in each video. So my first lyrical link is from the Eagles. By the way, the Eagles, if you're watching this, I know you're very litigious. Please don't sue me. Like, I'm literally just a chick who grew up on your music and like it was an impactful part of my childhood. So please don't sue me because number one, I don't have any money. And number two, I'm just, please no, please. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate you. Okay. So from the song Already Gone. So oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains and we never even know we have the key. Bitch, when I tell you, when you realize the impact of that lyric, it's like I'm my biggest enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like my fear, it was my biggest enemy. My shame was my biggest enemy. My compartmentalizing, my dissociation, my my flee. All of those were strategies that needed to be changed, right? I had the key. I had to figure out how to change them. And I did, like for the most part, I really did. I'm proud of myself and my growth and where I am in my life right now. Okay. So again, Eagles, please don't sue me. Okay, thank you. Then the second lyrical link that I'm going to put, because it's my channel and I can put more than one if I want to, is from Mr. Rob Thomas. Now, again, if you know me in real life, you know that I am a super fan of Matchbox 20 and Rob Thomas, much more in my 20s, but like I have seen them live over 30 times. Huge fan. And Rob Thomas's lyrics and music and Matchbox 20's music they were part of my child's upbringing. They were their childhood as far as music was concerned, but also their lyrics and their musical ability have brought me peace and joy in my life. Live concerts, seeing them, one of my top 5 events, like every time. Just, I love them. Anyway, so Rob Thomas, there's a song that he wrote called Funny, and there are a couple of lines in there that really hit me. The first one is, I was raised on a fault line, thought the fault was all mine. The first time I heard that lyric, like it hit. It hit. But there's another lyric in the song that hit even harder. And it says, I never thought that I was enough. I never thought I'd pull my weight. I painted the lines until I was drawn, but I never thought that they'd look like me. And I want to find out what my painting looks like. I want to draw the lines and celebrate who I am. So thank you, Rob and Matchbox, for your music. Okay. So now the second thing that I want to do in every video is I want to do a literature link, because I feel like it's really important to talk about things with our children on an age appropriate level. And so if you want to address fear of failure and fear of the unknown, because let me tell you, as an educator, we have children who are afraid to try. We have children who are so afraid to fail that they're afraid to start. And I think that if you're a parent at home who wants to help with that situation, I want to provide a resource for you. So my literature link for this episode is called Scaredy Squirrel. Okay. Scaredy Squirrel is a squirrel who likes his routine. Uh, he definitely doesn't like to deviate from it. But one day, and he's prepared for any situation. Okay. He's got a plan B, a C, and a D. But one day something happens and his routine changes. And just from that one change, some other changes occurred. And so I don't want to be a scaredy squirrel. I want to make some changes. I want to make some changes in me and hopefully make some changes, by building a community together. So join me on this journey. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what this turns into, right? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.